And we are back in the room. What's happening, party people? Wow, what a member interview we have today. I couldn't have get it booked in any sooner than we had because what was done last month is crazy. So,
Mm,
Nikita, good to have you on. Do you want to, I suppose, give us a little bit of a rundown of firstly here you are, what you were doing
mhm.
before joining Capital Closer, when you joined, but I think more importantly, before we get into anything else, what the hell you made last month in commissions?
Nice. Yeah, so last month in commissions I earned 27.2 thousand, which is just crazy.
Wow.
Absolutely crazy. Yeah. My before joining Capital Closer, I was working as a writer and as a carer. So I was traveling, writing kind of as a journalist, and then coming to the UK and working as a carer, which was really challenging, tough, crap money. And then I was staying in France with a friend of mine, and he is Lewis Miller's uncle, essentially,
The man, the myth,
or
the
once
legend.
the man, the myth, the legend. And he says to me, "Hey, look, by the way, like my nephew, my family member, he's earned like 26K last month. Like, you'd suit this. You should have a go."
Did you
Like
believe it,
this.
by the way? Did you believe it when he told you?
No, I thought it was rubbish. I was like,
Really?
no way. Yeah, I was like, there's no way people can earn that because like I'd been living off about 8, 10K a year for the last 2 years. So it's like there's no way someone's earning like my 2 year salary in a month. Like it just can't be possible, right? And then pretty much stayed up all night just watching videos, watching all the trips, all of the member interviews, and was just like, Jesus, like this is so for me. I'm gonna smash this. Like I know I need to do this. I know I'm gonna do it. So I spoke to my mate. I was like, can you link me up with Lewis? Let me have a call. Let's have a chat with Lewis. And yeah, had a call with Lewis, bought in straight away, rang my boss the next day saying, mate, I quit. I'm a remote ticket closer now. And I just went solid full in for 3 months of just learning, studying 10, 12 hours a day until I landed this.
Wait, I don't even know where to go off of that. Because some of that I didn't quite fully know even myself. So you said straight away off the bat you didn't believe it when you were told whether it's Lewis's uncle. Lewis made
Hmm
26K last month. You're like, yeah, whatever. Did you believe it
mm
when you heard it from Lewis, sort of thing?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
what
yeah.
were you thinking? Oh, like wow.
Yeah, I mean, it was essentially once I really started digging in and watching the videos because I knew nothing of the industry. I didn't know it existed. I didn't know there was an online education industry. Didn't know about remote high ticket closing. And then obviously when my friend told me about it, I was like, yeah, okay, not sure about that. And then I looked into it and just looked at all the member interviews that you guys have, looked at other closers that exist, top closers in the industry as well. And I was like, wow, this is a real thing and it exists and people are actually doing this. And I can do it too. Like I'm exactly the same as all of them, if not probably better.
Yeah, yeah. So when it came to yeah, I like the fact that you've gone from obviously 10 to 12K a year to 27.2K in a single month is
Mm,
like, how do you even sort of feel off the back of the month? Because obviously you were just paid probably what, like 6 days ago, 27,200. Thanks for
yeah,
coming. Right?
man. I still have to keep checking my bank account to remember it's real.
No one's going to take it
It's just
away.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so mental. Like, it's bonkers. Like, I can barely grasp it. I still keep pinching myself. Like, wow, this has actually happened. Like, I was saying to my missus, like, if I scratched a scratch card and I won 20K on it, I'd be like, oh my God, my life's changed. I've just won 20 grand. It's like, I've just done that last month, and I can do that every month next year. Like,
Every single month, and I can make more as well,
yeah, and I
which
and I will.
and you yeah exactly, and you certainly will. So yeah, let's obviously start from the beginning in more of the sense of coming from it with a zero sales background. Again, not typical to what a lot of the guys inside Capital Closer are. Again, sometimes it's got its pros, it's got its cons. What before even getting into like how you started, because I was actually thinking this earlier today. What it may have helped, it may have not. Knowing that Lewis, who is a family friend, made 26,000 in a single month, do you feel that because you knew of him, that was
Mm-hmm.
almost it created more of a delusional belief of like this is like I'm doing that sort of thing, or
Mm-hmm.
do you like what do you think?
Absolutely, mate. Oh yeah, 100%. Like I think because there's that real touch point in reality, it's not just people digitally online. It's like this is a real person that I have a connection to that's done it. It's like it means like, well, I'm exactly the same as him and I can. Because like you could see lots of things online where there's these people who are making millions and doing this stuff, and you're like, yeah, but like maybe they're a bit different, they've got something else. Whereas Lewis, I just knew that he was literally my friend's nephew. It's like, well, yeah, I can do exactly what he's done. Absolutely, like I don't doubt it. So yeah, that
Yeah,
helped a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I can imagine. So coming on board into Capital Closer and probably, being in this sort of new realm of, high ticket sales in terms of objection handling, the identity selling, pitching, closing, different types of
Mm,
prospects, all of these one call closes too. Like, what was it like getting started? Do you remember the sort of first week to even first month?
mm. Yeah, like I think at first it was so much information, just even grasping like how to structure that hour, the 45 minutes to an hour that you have of a prospect. That was the thing that I just wanted to knuckle down and get unconsciously in my mind. And so at the time I was looking after my friend's dogs, and so I was just going on dog walks. So I just had the 150K sales process in my ear every hour, all the time, repeated, repeated, repeated. And then I just, after a week or so, I found all of these, other like sales guys that were teaching on YouTube, like top closers. I was listening to all their podcasts and watching it, and I literally just turned everything in my life off outside of this and was like, this is all I do, 10, 12 hours a day. This is it. And so, yeah, in those first few days, I got a gym membership, started going to the gym every day, and I just totally switched my life around in the way that you kind of teach in the modules, and that's what really did it for me, having that obsessed relentlessness,
Yeah,
of
wow,
like this.
I think that's literally the secret recipe that so many people don't have. And I think that's
Mm,
why, and just to touch on, I mean, we haven't even said this,
mm,
like 27,200, that was your first month actually
hmm.
closing, you know.
Yeah.
So not
Hmm.
only is the number itself great, but
Mm,
you've also done it in your first full month of closing. And I think that does come down to the level of obsession. And, I'm always one to say that go through the content, the training, the coaching, but just like I did, I
mm,
had a mentor, of course, but I was going through, I was like, right, he's amazing. He's given me everything, but what else can I learn off? Who else can I go off?
mhm,
And that's where like, it is useful sending over sort of other videos and YouTube assets of like, well, these are guys that have made 50, 100K a month. Look, as a remote
mhm,
sales rep, I didn't get to 35, 40, 50K a month, but here's someone that did learn from these people as well as me and use, rather than just going, oh, let's just have all of this stuff. Let's like bring it
mm,
all in to make it as easy as possible because then like as you said on dog walks when you go into the gym you can just like and obviously we've got to be careful, which is why I send specific people that align with the way that we do things because then you sort of get split focus. But for you then the first month was more getting to grips with everything. What was the sort of going through the training, the coaching like as a whole in terms of like going through that first 1 2 month period?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really clear blueprint. You know what I mean? It's just you come in, you follow it, you learn it, you do what it says, you take the time to learn it. Like the thing is like when you get onto a top offer, you're gonna want to work. You're gonna want to take 10, 12 hours of calls each day because the money's there. Well, the point is before that, you want to commit. No one's gonna tell you to do that. No one's gonna put calls in your calendar, but you've got to commit and do that 10, 12 hours. And then it means that the process is, it's sped up and you can really have that focus. So yeah, like I found, yeah, I just had a really good routine where I'd come in and work through the modules and keep going through and then come back and repeat them as I keep learning. And then obviously doing the mock calls and doing those practices, right? Like connecting with my coach, my own personal coach I had within the mentorship helped me so much, like really just asking lots of questions and getting that
Shout out to Tom
direct,
Penny. Shout out to
yeah,
Tom
shout
Penny.
out to Penny. Absolutely, mate. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's helped me so much as well on that journey, right? Um, but yeah, I like to be honest, I think like within 2 weeks I'd already passed my mock. I'd straight away passed my mock in 2 weeks, was like, yes, let's go. And then I got onto like a crappy setting role that didn't earn me any money, but it gave me the insight within a business, what it looks like what does a CRM look like, how does it all work, to really give me that confidence. So that
Yeah.
helped a lot. And then, yeah, so I kind of messed around in that for a little bit and then realized like this isn't the place to be. And so I carried on my outreach and then pretty much landed where I'm at now.
Wow, crazy. Because yeah, I think even there, like I think Alex was on the same role. I just did the member interview at Alex, and I said so many people in that period of time go, "Oh, this isn't for me. Like it's not going to work out." Blah blah blah.
Mm,
But it's just having that, obviously, as you mentioned, resilience of going, well, no, like I'm going to take a learning lesson from this and then push on, to get another role. And I now know CRM. I now how appointment setup sort of books the call in. I know how the Google Calendar and the Zoom and everything works. And then I can sort of go
mhm.
from there. So when you came on board, what month again? We're in December now,
I came on in August.
in August. So when
Mhm.
did you land that role that you were just sort of referring to when you said to the econ one or whatever it was? You went, nope, and then you got on the next one.
I'm pretty sure I landed that. I'm pretty sure I landed that in August in the same month.
Oh,
I
wow.
think I was literally I was on it by the end of August. I'd already landed the offer.
That was the one that didn't work out as planned.
One that didn't bring any money, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And then so I was in that for quite a long time, just trying to understand like how does this work, what's going on, until I really realized that like this isn't the place, this isn't the vehicle that's going to make me the money that I need,
Yeah.
or any money for that matter, because it was pretty terrible. And then it was like, yeah, okay, now I need to focus on actually setting up my outreach because you actually that offer I kind of was kind of placed on through the mentorship, so I didn't even have to have the like full outreach and things like that set up. So it was like, then from then when I realized, oh no, this isn't the place, it meant I had to set up, my social media properly, get all of my outreach messages sorted, record proper looms, get actual call recordings, all of these different sides, setting that all up and then working properly on that outreach, spending however many hours a day, actually outreaching and contacting, with a spreadsheet, 40, 50 different offers every single day. And still now, like over the last month that I've been working, I'm still getting messages from all these
Yeah.
different offers, being like, yeah, like come join, or here's an interview, or like send over this. So like I've now got, all of these opportunities and pathways, but I'm in an amazing vehicle now, in a
Yeah.
really good offer that suits me well. So
Yeah, and I think
yeah.
it's right, isn't it? It's like you're going to get that compounding effect when you're just doing enough reps and reps and reps, and you're putting yourself about, and
Mhm.
this is who I am, and whether it be LinkedIn, whether it be Instagram, whether it be all the other platforms that we have in place and the partnerships, the more people that know you're a good remote sales rep, the better. Because I guarantee,
Yeah.
like you're experiencing now, they're going to fire someone, they're going to be scaling and need another person, they're going to be interviewing,
Mhm.
sales manager moves to another, like all of these things happen. And at the end
Mhm.
of the day, best known beats best. So if you're out there constantly, people are gonna want you on. And again, like, there's no harm in having an interview. Like people want to interview. Like in my opinion, there's a massive lack of talent, as you've probably seen to being
Mhm.
on many sales. There's a lack of talent. So people want good remote sales reps, and they're not going to stop until they find them
Mhm.
because a lot of the remote sales reps in the space is shit. So
Yeah.
the offer you're on now is an amazing opportunity. When
Mhm.
when did you land that and how?
So I landed it towards the end of October. So
End
I
of
landed
October.
it towards, yeah. So I had that October month. September was kind of on the crappy offer. Then that October month was the outreach, like trying to land the next new, like a proper offer that I wanted. Landed that towards the end of October, like 25th, 26th, something like that.
Wow.
I landed, yeah, I landed that through the recruiters channel. So like within the mentorship, there's a channel that literally just has like hundreds of offers just posted in every single week. And so I just went through and I went right up to the start, from whenever the first offer was sent in, and I just kept contacting all of them across Instagram, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, email, all of the different avenues essentially, and just contacted as many offers as I could as possible. Went through maybe like 20, 30, 40 interviews,
Oh wow.
um, like huge amounts. And then, yeah, I essentially got to choose. I got offered a load of different offers. And then I went through the onboarding of one. And in the end, this was the best offer for me. So then 25th, 26th of October, I joined. And even in those first 4 days that I worked in October, I earned 4K just in those 4 days straight away.
4K, really?
Or like 3.6, yeah. And
Wow.
then
How did you, because that's an interesting thing I think for people as well to know. How did you know that opportunity? And obviously don't go into details, but maybe touch on the price point and maybe the niche a little bit. But how did you know
mm,
that that opportunity was the one? I mean, maybe it was a
mm,
conversation with Tom or what was it?
yeah, I think like part of it was, yeah, speaking with Fenny. I think the other side as well was right, it had good high price points, but then also it was the offer seemed sound like it had all the different parts in place, a real process going on, a real back office and dashboard. And the sales manager who was interviewing me on the interview, I asked him to show me the business dashboard. And
Love
so
it.
he showed me the actual business dashboard of like how much is coming through and stuff. In like asking that, the thing is like people might think like, oh, it's a bit nerve-wracking to ask like a sales manager to show me the business or whatever, but it's like, well, there's so much crap out there that you're just doing your due diligence. You're like, yeah, sound like this feels like it's for me, but yeah, would you just show me like your actual income coming in and
Yeah.
revenue? And so from all of that, it was like, this is definitely the best pathway. And it actually turned out to be much better than it seemed because through me coming on, it's scaled so fast. Like it's grown so much over this last month. Like,
What was it said? Could I be keen to see what was it said out to be when you first came on, like OT
yeah,
wise?
so I think it was OT about maybe I can't remember like 6 to 8K, something like that, or 8 to 10K.
What?
That was the OT. Yeah.
Well, you
Um,
created a new OTE.
Yeah, yeah. Everything just came into place. Like the business itself scaled massively across this month, but then they also, brought me in, which is, someone who's closes at a very high level because of the training and the mentorship, and so it meant that that increased the revenue a lot, and now we're on this huge trajectory of scaling and growing even more every single month, essentially.
Yeah. So in terms of that month, more importantly, sort of touching on your
Mhm.
first month in obviously the space, which was obviously just last month being November. What was that
Yeah,
month like? Like you obviously made 3.9, 4K in 5 days in October. You
yeah,
must be coming into it. Like, what are you thinking coming into it? How were you prepping for it? What was done to do
yeah.
27.2K?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, it's just clearing everything out of my life. So the only thing I'm doing is closing. So, my calendar's open from when I wake up until when I go to bed.
What
So,
time
like,
is
from
that?
when,
Just so people know.
but so like probably like 11 till midnight, say 11 in the morning until midnight. Um, because like the States, they're not going to be on any earlier than 11, right?
Yeah.
But then in the morning, I also maybe have an hour of admin before each I start. So in my CRM, contacting all of my, my pipeline, making sure people are coming to those calls, getting everything set up so that you've got that high show rate and also, following up. So that's like my morning. And then at the end of that, 12 hours, I also have a hour or so of admin as well. Um, and to start with, like juggling eating was something that I found quite challenging because you just back to back hour calls right through the whole day. And I was like, okay, how do I actually make sure I have lunch and dinner and stuff like that? And so what I started doing, I started kind of getting the skill of being able to pre-qualify people. So sometimes you get on a call with someone, you're like, I reckon this person maybe is a too cool close, or maybe like they don't have the finances just yet. So
Yeah.
it's probably best that, I nurture them for a while. And so with people like that, I'd jump off after half an hour, and then I'd have my lunch in that half an hour, which should be a call but isn't. And so
Mm.
that was the way I managed to start balancing that. And to be fair, I had my missus who's amazing, who did a lot of cooking and looking after me and stuff as well. So that helped a lot.
That helps. Yeah. Yeah, I had my mum back in the day when I was on those calls back to. I mean, it was. I mean, yeah, Jesus, that and that's the thing people don't always speak about. Like, I'm massively into the gym, or
Mm,
eating well and all that sort of stuff. But it gets to a point when, like, when you're a certain type of person, yes, you need to make sure that you're dialing everything out. And I think once you've established yourself, you then go, right, okay, we can breathe now. But when you're first
mhm,
getting started and you're like, no, I want to hit 20K, 30K, and I'm like not stopping until I get there. And then once I'm there, that's the baseline. Let's sort everything out and we
mhm,
push on. It like
mhm.
as you've just mentioned there, like obviously you figured it out throughout the month, but like in the beginning, it's like I know people say you need to optimize, but like in the beginning, it's just like like I've just got to take calls, and just
Yeah, yeah.
get better and better and get a call review, put more
Mhm,
output, outbound follow up, show rate, speaking to different people, doing role plays, getting call reviews from the sales manager. Like I just need to
mhm.
decrease this time span of like me just getting good. So then when I am
Yeah.
good, you'll be in a position, I'm sure, in Jan, Feb, March, where you may be taking 20% less of the calls, but making more money.
Mm,
And that's
mhm.
what you can do over time. But the back-to-back calls, it's an option though. That's the thing. Like people
Yeah.
were, that's a lot where it's like, well, that's your choice, and
Hmm.
it's
Yeah,
I think when
yeah.
you've
I
got that
think
obsession, you want
I
to do
think
it.
the thing is, I think like for me, it was just like from August, right, until now, even today, say, it's like my focus and the only thing I was doing is making sure that I mean, I wanted 10, 15K. It's like that's what I'm making sure I'm at, comfortably hitting every month, right?
When did you set yourself that target for?
By December. Yeah,
By
yeah.
okay.
That was the target. But it's like I was like, I'm doing nothing else. So like at this point, because this is what I'm doing, it's like it sets me up for life, right? So if I spend 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, even 2 years setting myself up for the rest of my life, it's totally worth it. So just like, okay, no family, no friends, no nothing. Even my missus is like, oh, can we just have like an evening together or something? And it's like, well, now this is what I'm doing. Now I've reached this point. It's like brilliant. Okay, look, I can start to integrate a bit more of my life right
Yeah.
into it, and that continues to happen more and more. I'm in a place where I'm earning a really, really good salary, and I'll be bringing in my the rest of my life into it as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So the month itself then, what did that sort of look like? I mean, you were sort of getting to grips with the offer. It's is it 10K or 11K price point type thing?
It's a 10K price point, but then, well, I mean, there's a few price points really. So like, there's a lower 4K, there's a 10K, and then there is a 15 and a 50 as well. There are higher ones.
Wow. Okay. So you're
Yeah.
making like
Uh,
average pretty much 1.2K per close?
yeah. What was my per close? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. So like if you close a 10K deal, then it's 1100 commission off that hour. Like
Wow. Yeah.
which is yeah,
That
obviously.
helps a lot as well. I think because I always say there's three ways to make more money with remote sales. Take more
Mm,
calls, higher close rate,
mm,
higher price point. And I think, moving towards that 8, 10, 12K price point is more after 6 months, 12 months, or a while in the space. That's how you really progress to that 25, 30, 40, 50K in commission mark per
mhm,
month. And
mhm,
it's great because, I mean, the opportunity you're on, if I had to say like an opportunity that is, it's not like your typical e-com or trading where you can do
mhm.
10, 15 to like this is, by the sounds of things, something where you can do eventually 30, 40, 50,000 per month on
Oh,
it. So,
absolutely.
do you want to, I suppose, give a bit of context on the niche and how, I suppose, how
Mm.
it is 10K and whatnot? Because it's quite a unique offer, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so it's essentially like business coaching. So it's people coming in who have their own businesses and on a different range or scale, right? They could be coming in with a business that they're just transitioning into out of another role, or they could be coming in with a business that's already at 100K a month, right? Like it's a whole scale. So it's almost like sometimes it's more B2C, sometimes it's more B2B, and I have to judge and assess that with each person on the call. And essentially they come in and they join a mentorship across, 6 months or a year, or they join for lifetime, and essentially they gain the support and knowledge they need to be able to grow their business and acquire the clients that they're looking for, spread their visibility and awareness, and just improve their own skills, their own skill set that they need to be a business person, entrepreneur. Because it's a totally different mindset, right? Like for anyone who comes into remote high ticket closing, even like they come out of probably some job where they've got a boss that tells them when to work, what to do, and as much as we say like we hate that, that's what gives us structure. When you then leave that and you're like, oh, okay, I can go for a walk and go to the gym and I'll go out with the lads tonight or play Xbox. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, you can do that, but you ain't going to succeed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so it's like there's part of that mindset shift as well that's taught within the program that allows and helps people to actually succeed. And it's something that's so critical for us as well here, like doing what
100%.
we do. You have
Yeah.
to shift that mindset.
Yeah. Given that you're speaking to business owners as well, it's a bit more complex than your typical B2C prospect who's trying to make money online or trying to get into property or trading or whatever. So it's very
Mhm.
unique. I mean, just to give people some perspective, how much did you close in November in like revenue?
In revenue, it was over 300,000, like 310,000 in
And then
revenue.
cash, what was cash collected?
Cash collected was 200 and 210, 205.
210. Juicy amount of cash collected, given that the
But
business was doing half of that before you came on board, right?
yeah, exactly. I mean, that's it. Like it doubled in a month. Do you know what I mean? Like it grew so much just through that month. So it was the perfect opportunity for me to come into, but then also just me being an elite closer. Like, I came in, I closed 60% more than their next best closer, right? So it's like that's an extra 60% in cash collected and even more in revenue through me being there than if they
What,
would have to hire an average closer.
why do you think that was out of interest?
Yeah, I think the main difference is it's just the relentlessness, like your average closer in the industry, you're literally getting in warm leads booked into your calendar. So if you just turn up to those calls and you have a chat and you kind of listen to them and then you say, yeah, you should buy this, then some of them are going to close and you don't actually have to do anything or develop your skill set or have a pipeline. But for me, it's like about 40% of my closes were two call, three call, four call closes. They were like nurturing that pipeline and working with people, understanding like, okay, like you're not in that buyer's pocket just yet. Like you're not there just yet to come over, but I can work with you for a week, send you over some videos and just nurture you some testimonials, and then in a week's time we can close, right? And I think an average closer just doesn't have that.
I'd agree.
Like that nurturing or and also just that relentlessness to be like, yeah, like I will work from when I wake up to when I go to bed all day taking calls with no breaks. Like most people, again, just that they're probably not going to do that. And I think another part of it is just the general skill set, like being able to take someone through a certain set of stages that
Yeah.
ensures when they get to the end of a call, they're saying, yeah, like with what we work on or the way that I sell, like it's largely identity based, like it's making sure that at the end of the call they understand the two people, the old person that they used to be and the new person that they're becoming, right? And when we're asking like, are you ready to step into that new person? That's essentially them stepping into the program. And it's really hard for people to say, no, like I want to continue to stay in all of this, pain and unpleasant circumstances that I've been in for so long. So it's
Yeah.
like I think that's a large part of it, that high skill set, the relentlessness of work, and yeah, the continuation of nurturing pipelines and working with
Yeah.
people and not just coming in and taking calls and leaving. I
Yeah,
think
I
that's the
agree.
difference.
Yeah, so who do you want to be as opposed to do you want to do the mentorship or not? But I think also more importantly, what you touched on there, I think so many remote sales reps like they're so sort of like one dimensional, and it's like that's what a really good salesperson, not remote sale. I'm talking about holistic approach of I can deal
Mm-hmm.
with a two call close, a three call close. Like I'm diverse. I know where they're at in the buyer's journey, and I do that through the qualifying phase. I don't need to be this hard closer who smashes them around the head. I'll do that when it's needed, but not everyone
Mm-hmm.
requires that specific route to do. And I think that's why you've definitely done so well. Is you very good at understanding people, like we said before you hopped on. So I think people
Mm-hmm.
buy into that and they respect that they're not being
Mm-hmm.
pushed, and they're like, no, he actually gets me, this guy. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's why you've done well with follow up. People want to speak to you. People see your
Yeah,
name
yeah.
pop up on WhatsApp and they're like, I want to reply to this
Mm-hmm.
guy, not this guy who was just like trying to objection handle the shit out of me, like, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
weird. Um,
Yeah,
I
it's so
suppose.
true.
Go on.
I think like a big part for me as well is like I want to help people. Like
Yeah.
when I'm getting on a call with them, like I understand that they're in not really a very good place in their life or in their business and they're struggling, and I'm finding out why. And then I'm realizing and helping them to realize, wow, look, if you take this step, which is scary, right, and you take this investment, that's going to change your life and you're going to end up in a much better position, just like I've done myself through remote high ticket. And so
Yeah.
like that conviction is so strong. And because I want to help them, they feel that like they
Yeah.
understand like,
Yeah.
oh, this person is just trying to help me. Like,
So true. So I suppose from a
mhm,
capital closer standpoint, having been in the space only for like 3, 4 months, first full pretty much month just off the back of it there, what's the biggest thing that you sort of, I suppose,
mhm,
taken away, even though you've hardly sort of been involved for that long yet, from capital
mhm.
closers specifically?
Oh man, it's got to be the community, right? Like it makes such an impact. Like every single, every interview that you land, every job that you get, right? Anything that you need support with, you post into the group, and the lads are like, "Yes, mate," like supporting you, helping you along, right? When you got those days when you can't really be bothered, you just come into the group, and there's people posting in like, "Mate, I was struggling, but now I'm doing this," and it gives you that support and help. And yeah, like every single deal that comes through, there's just people there that are these lads that are just like you in the same place that are helping you and guiding you and, you know, supporting you along. So I think like like one of the main parts of Capital Closure is that community of lads that are all doing the same thing as you and all kind of working together to help grow. Like that's probably the
100%,
main part.
absolutely. What's I mean, firstly qualified for the Dubai Top Performer Strip in
Yeah,
just over a
man.
month. And just for context for everyone else, we said the top performer would be flown out business class to Dubai for our top performer trip, and
Mm,
you've taken that title, which is unbelievable. How are you feeling about that? But also, what's next for you over the next two, three, five,
mm.
6 months?
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, the Dubai trip's just it's so exciting. I can't wait. Like it's mind blowing in a sense. Like it's just a totally different trajectory of life that I've entered into now. Like I was kind of living super cheaply, like just like not really going for those kind of experiences. And now being flown out, I've never been business class, never been to Dubai, going to come out with these top other performers, these other top lads that are earning, 25K per month as well. And yeah, I just know that it's going to be a pretty life-changing experience. I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait.
Absolutely.
And then like for myself looking forward, man, like just I'm just on a like my path has completely shifted.
Back into what we were saying. Obviously, you were
Yeah.
just touching on what's next for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So like my life trajectory has just completely shifted now. Like these 3 months, 4 months of dedication and hard work have completely shifted where I'm moving to, like, and where I'm going in the future. I remember like on the call with Miller, like on the closing call with him to join Capital Closer, and I was saying like he was saying like, okay, like what are you looking for in the future? Like, what's your goal? And I was saying like, yeah, look, I want to save up some money, buy some land, right? Maybe build a little retreat with my missus in Spain or something. And he's like, okay, how much does that cost? And I'd never really worked it out. And he did it with me, like, how much does it cost? How much is the land? Oh yeah, and I'm okay, great. And how much do you earn a month? And he's like, oh, okay, so it'll take you like, oh, it's going to take you about 80 years, mate, to save that up. I was like, oh Jesus, like I never even looked at it myself, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's like now I've come in, I've shifted. Within a year, I can have enough cash saved up to buy all the land, build a nice retreat, right? Continue closing and work on this pathway and actually have a life, a real fulfilling life where I can have all the things I want. I can look after my family. Like this Christmas is just crazy. Like I'm just able to buy all of my family all of the presents they could ever dream of. Like had my mum and sister come up for the weekend, just paid for them all to go out to this luscious like restaurant I would never be able to do. Like it just feels so good. And then yeah, I guess looking into the future for next year, it's just continuing to grow, like stabilizing at 25K per month. That's the first next step, stabilizing at 25K per month, continuing to help this offer scale. And then as it scales, moving up, we're in the ranks of the offer and then bringing in more lads to continue to help it grow and scale. Like I don't see, with the growth that it's at, I don't see any reason why it can't be in the multiple million per month, within, by Q2 probably next year.
Wow, that's huge. So from a commission target, I mean, what are you almost sort of setting yourself for 2026, like
Mhm.
realistically? I mean, because obviously there's a lot of potential there.
As in monthly or total across the year?
I suppose monthly, more or less. Like, what's that big month sort of number you've got in mind?
I think for the first 6 months, say until June, July, 25K per month is that standard I want to be at. I know that from the sales cycle, from what we're looking at, January will be a little bit less, maybe 10, 15. But then from Feb, 25K. And then once we're hitting June, July and things are stepping up, then I mean, if we've got, I mean, it could easily be 40, 50, 60K per month. Yeah, let's say 50. Let's say 50 is a good baseline to be at. But once we're reaching the end of second half of 2026, let's go for 50K. I think that's a pretty achievable target.
Yeah, yeah, and it's not even like we're just setting this big goal for fun, just because it's what you do. It's like, no, I'm setting that because I have full intention that it's going to
Mhm.
be hit based on the projections and everything's going. I suppose last thing, more or less, to wrap up, Nikita, like for you with someone who's maybe not got sales experience, or just even so if someone does, like, and they're looking from the outside looking in, even maybe like you were when you first heard about Lewis Miller, maybe they're sort of watching this member interview,
Mhm.
like, oh, you making 27K per month, are you? Type thing. Like,
Yeah.
what would you actually say
Sure.
to them?
I'd say to them, just do it. Like you just need to do it, really. Like it feels like maybe it's untouchable or it can't happen or there's all these doubts that might be there that arise. You just need to let go of them, ignore them, and just jump in. And but jump in properly. Don't be like, yeah, I'm gonna have a go and see if it works, and and ah and do a bit here and do a bit there. If you're gonna come in, commit fully, get obsessed, relentless. Like it is, it's like a professional sport. You've got to be at that highest level, but you just come in, become obsessed, and you'll do it. Like there's no difference between me or Miller or any of the other lads that are smashing it or yourself, right? It's just come in and make that commitment, and you can change your life. Like you can really totally shift your trajectory so that you don't have a life that's kind of all right and oh yeah, I think I'm happy. I'm not so sure. You can have a life that is overwhelmingly fulfilled with everything you could ever dream of just by
Yeah.
putting in the hard work and making that commitment.
Couldn't agree more. And I think that's the key point there about the obsession. It's like, the recipe's there, the formula's there, but you have to be obsessed. Like there's literally such a common pattern with the guys that are coming in doing 20, 30, 40,000 a month. It's that obsession. It's like, and if you're not meant for it or wanting it, then don't commit, right? It's like, what Michael Jordan used to say, like, if you come on my team, you need to raise to the
Mm-hmm.
standard that I'm playing at and how my mind thinks. Because if you don't, it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
hell playing with me. And it's almost a bit true with Capital Closer. Like, I think a lot of guys inside,
Mm-hmm.
most of them probably watching this, it's like, it's probably hell seeing the Nikita, Lewis, Jack, Hugo, Harry Ward, Will
Mm-hmm.
Evans, Tom Grew, all the others, Jerry, whoever it may be, Tom Fenney, Finn, whoever, doing these numbers. But it's like because they're so obsessed, and like you have to have that honest conversation with yourself. Like, am I actually doing anything after hearing Nikita's, your story today? Like, literally, I was blocking everything out. I became obsessed. My whole life was it. There's no, how did that happen? Like, we've just gone through it.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, exactly, mate. And, like that's the only way. That's the only way that this is going to work. Like you need that commitment and that obsession, and everything else has to be done until this comes together. Like that's what I yeah, that's the way I did. That's why I literally rung my boss. I quit. This is it. Get the credit cards out until this happens. Until I get there. That's it.
Wow, amazing. Well, look, honestly, great to speak. Even more excited to have you out here in Dubai for our top performers trip. Itinerary will be out pretty soon, but Jesus, what a way to start January, and that's probably going to give even more the motivation to get back and hit those 25, 30, 40K months.
Only up from here, man.
Absolutely.
Only up from here.
Look, been a pleasure. I'll catch up with you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day of calls. I'm sure you get a few deals in. I'll see you in the Deals Closed channel, and we'll chat soon.
Yeah, man. Catch you later.
Take care, bro. Bye bye.